So my name, I'm Caroline Akello. A mother of one daughter. I'm also somebody who does a lot of volunteer work, especially in the area of counseling for cancer patients and any form of support where needed. I come from Teso. My tribe is at Teso, and born and raised in Sorority Town. I come from a family of 12 children. All the children are alive, but both parents not around. Yeah, so that is basically a little brief about me. Maybe education-wise, my highest level of education is high school, A-level, senior 6. Yeah.
So, when were you diagnosed with cancer, and what cancer was it?
I was diagnosed in 2018. I actually got my final confirmatory results of being told I had breast cancer in 2018 December.
How did you first realize something was wrong and that led to this diagnosis?
I can say I had a lump in my breast for a number of years, but when I really felt that I needed to do something about it was in 2018, because I had seen a lump 3 years before 2018, and I went on with it, tried asking here and there, could it be something, and it seemed like it wasn't anything serious from the consultancies I had made. And yeah, I moved on with my life. By 2018, my breast started to shrink, it started growing small, a left breast, and then underneath the breast was a dimpling or a depression. So that's when I realized that it was something more serious, and yeah, I had to do something about it.
So what was your initial reaction on getting the diagnosis?
Okay, I think I can say it was denial, because to me, I never expected that I could ever suffer from cancer. My family, I am the first person, except for one of my distant uncles who had cancer of the throat. I am the first person to be diagnosed with cancer in the entire family. So it's something that was really unique and unexpected. And I had very little information about the illness. So for me, I was just thinking it's not real.
What kind of treatment did you undergo, and how did you handle it physically and emotionally?
I received all the 3 therapies for breast cancer. I started with chemotherapy and then did surgery, and after that I did radiotherapy. So I got all the 3.
What has been the most challenging part of this cancer journey?
For me, my journey is a little different, because most of the people around me have gone through this treatment, and yeah, they put it behind them, and now it's just surviving and picking up the pieces. But for me, I have had a back and forth. After getting treatment the whole of 2019, 2020, I got metastases to my spine, or the disease spread to the spine. I started on treatment of the spine, and around 2021, it also was found to have gone to the lungs. So the journey has been a bit challenging. So I have had to deal with the emotions of feeling like I have failed. Yes, then after being on treatment, chemotherapy for that matter, for about a period of about 1 year and 8 months, I got an improvement, and I was told my stage had gone back to stage 1. So I was given a grace period. At least I wasn't on chemo for 2 years, but I was on other different types of treatments for bones, for hormones for a period of 2 years. And then last year, I went back for a review, and then again, it was found that I have nodules in my lungs, and then the left lung is shrinking, and it's because of the disease. And then my spine, the bones supporting my spine around the lower back, one of the bones, we call it L3, has collapsed, and it's because of the disease. So yeah, so I'm back again on treatment starting December last year.
How did your diagnosis impact your family and your loved ones?
I think the most affected person for me is my daughter, because she slipped into a depression, a very bad one at that. She reached a point of self-harming, and yeah, it was really bad. But I managed to get therapy for her, and yeah, we've tried to work it as a family.
Were there any unexpected side effects or struggles during the treatment?
Yeah, cancer treatment is something that is life-changing. For instance, chemotherapy, first and foremost, it has like long-term effects in your body. Your energy levels are never the same after treatment, and you get tired so easily. There are things that people do that you can no longer do. And then for breast surgery, of course, there is that change in body image. You have one breast, and living with that is a bit different. You have to change how you dress. A lot of things have to change. And then the arm is also affected because the lymphatic system is affected when the surgery is done. So there are things that you cannot do, like you limit how much weight you carry and all that. Then for the spine, it's worse. It's more like crippling, because now you have to know that there is a limit to everything you do. There are several things that I love to do that I can no longer do. I can tell you that I had a tendency to cling to the point where people thought that maybe I had OCD, but now I can easily comfortably sit in a dusty house, because I know that overdoing it will bring me problems. And last year, my mobility was much affected to the point that I had to support myself using a crutch. So yeah, then on the part of treatment, of course there are some treatments, like I'm on like now I take Zoladex. Zoladex is a hormonal treatment that is used, like I think to I don't know, it kills the ovaries kind of. So for the past 3 years I've never seen menses. So yeah, those changes come with the treatment.
What has helped you stay strong and hopeful during this journey?
Faith, spirituality, because you can't do cancer without God. And then having a support system of people who have gone through the experience themselves. And then also understanding the disease itself. Like, I took the time to get to know what cancer is, why my journey is different, and getting to know that cancer is different for each individual helps a lot, because along the way I have met many people. While you're on treatment, you make friends. Some of them die, others recover. There are those that relapse, and yeah, and it's just the way it is.
Did you receive any support from any organizations, communities, or individuals? Particular support to you?
For support, yes. I received support, especially for me. I can say my biggest support came from within the Cancer Institute, first of all, because when I started my journey, I was put in a research program, and it helped me to navigate the system. I don't know if I would have been able to do it without it, because those nurses were with me all through. And where I had doubts, I had made acquaintance and friends that I could go to and ask anything. Up to date, I can meet a doctor walking in the compound and ask, what about this, and they will do something for me. I can make a phone call and there is someone I can talk to who is professional. And then the women's support groups like the Uganda Women's Cancer Support Organization really came through for me. Then generally, so the Cancer Society, and then there is Palemula Foundation, Lamps Away, so Ananda. So I have like different people that help me in different areas of my life. And then I have family. So the support system really works. You can't do cancer without support because it's really complex.
So how have you been taking care of your mental and your emotional health?
I have moments. I have my moments when I am high, very strong. I feel like this is below me. I have overcome. I can do this. And I have those moments when I'm really low. So I have learned to accept and embrace every moment. And if I feel low and I feel like I need an outlet, I give myself time to think and be like, is this really what I need at the moment? Because I've had a friend who went into alcohol because she used it as a coping mechanism. Then some people go into using drugs like maybe sleeping pills, pain medication, because I 3/4 of my day I'm in pain because of my back complications. So if I decide to go for pain medication, I might get addiction. So knowing that I have to have limits and just knowing that my life is different from other people's lives, it helps me a lot. Then prayer, because when there is quiet and there is nobody to talk to, there is God. Study of the Bible, read, like have something else that you can do except thinking about cancer. Actually, in my house, when you come, we don't talk about cancer. We just talk about your back issues. So we try not to make cancer the focus of your life.
How has your perspective on life changed since your diagnosis?
Life. I don't know. Sometimes you wonder if it's worth it because the pain, then the anticipation of what may happen. The fear. I had goals and dreams that I can no longer pursue. Your perspective of life, I just take it a day at a time.
What are some things you wish more people understood about cancer?
The one thing that I really want to address is that people need to know that appearance is not cancer. Majority of the people think that cancer is that skinny person admitted in hospital. But right now, if you walk into the Cancer Institute, 3/4 of the patients are very big because of the different type of treatments. They are encouraged to feed and what, and then also that sedentary life, because 3/4 of the time you're in bed due to treatment complications. You start to eat things that you're not active as you were. So for me, 3/4 of the time people think I'm not sick and you're pretending to be sick but you're not. And I don't like to explain. And then it has a lot of implications financially. If you're not paying for the medication, then you're paying for the food, you're paying for the transport. And families really need to support their loved ones. It's not time to run away, to abandon. So and then also, if people could just know that cancer you can get anywhere. It's not for specific people, and nobody loves to be sick. We all want to be strong and stand on our own and all, but sometimes it happens.
What advice would you give to someone who has recently been diagnosed with cancer?
I would tell them to be strong for themselves, because no amount of support from the outside will work if you're not self-motivated to seek care, because it's a tough journey. It's a very difficult fight, and if you're going to depend on other people's strength to do it, you will not make it. You have to love yourself enough to want to be here for you to fight. And then there is care. In Uganda, I would advise the Uganda Cancer Institute. I would discourage a patient from seeking care abroad because it's not affordable in the long run. I would discourage a patient from seeking herbal treatment and abandoning hospital care, because majority of the times it doesn't work. I have actually not had the chance to meet somebody who has gone herbal and is completely healed. Maybe I will meet them in future, but as for now, I've not yet met anyone. Instead, I've had stories of those who went herbal and came back when they were really terminally ill, and there is nothing much that can be done for them. I would tell them there is hope. I would tell them you can do it. You just have to be strong and fight.
How do you think people can support cancer patients and survivors better?
The first thing is to listen. Listen and understand the patient's needs, because each one has a different kind of need. My need is not another person's need. So listen and understand. Number two is, I think mental health is being ignored, and it's a big aspect that should be paid, that attention should be given to when it comes to cancer care. Support them financially, because cancer cripples someone's financial abilities, and then give them skills, new skills for survival, because majority of the time when somebody goes through care, they are no longer able to do what they used to do in the past, especially if it was physically demanding. They won't be able to do that. Number three is support children of cancer patients, especially education-wise, because once cancer comes into the home, resources are depleted and children become victims, in that sometimes their parents are no longer able to support them to go to school, and there are very many children whose parents are going through cancer that are not able to go to school. Yeah, I think that would really go a long way.
So why did you choose to share your story?
Because cancer is a topic that people dance around. People fear to talk about it. But it's here, and it's increasing every day. Diagnosis, every day you'll hear another person saying, if I have someone, I have been diagnosed. And then breast cancer now is common in young girls. And we do not know the why and the cause, but yes, people need to know that it's there, and people need to know what is involved when cancer comes into a home. And I also want people to know that they can support. They can support one or another. They don't have to come to me and give me money, but they can look for organizations that are supporting cancer patients and give a hand. Yeah.
So what message would you like to share with the world on cancer awareness and prevention?
Cancer is treatable if detected early, and one can survive. Or even if someone is diagnosed with a late stage disease, let's say 3 or 4, they can be given quality of life. Because for me, I was diagnosed at stage 3, I went to stage 4, but because of adherence to treatment, I'm able to do a number of things. I'm able to have a measure of a comfortable life with minimal pain, because I follow through with my treatments. So to the world out there, cancer is real, and early diagnosis saves life. So let everyone know that they need to have regular checkups for them to be able to detect cancer early and get the right treatment.
Thank you very much. That was